squeaky clean. The hens are Frank and Sally, and they're scared of a mouse. The sheep are Gabe and Casey, and they live inside the house. We can't make no money on the farm. We can't make no money on the farm. With a duck named Lou, a cow named Sue, tell me what we're supposed to do. We can't make no money on the farm.
You gotta be kidding me.
The goats are Jim and Betty, and George and Kim and Sam. The geese are Jane and Freddie, Steve and Bob and Pam. She won't let me sell a single animal we've raised. I tell her we need money, but she will not be fazed. Now she's putting name tags on tomatoes and the beets. We're all gonna starve to death with nothing to eat. Never name the livestock, that's what they say. 'Cause if you name the livestock, you will surely pay. We can't make no money on the farm. We can't make no money on the farm. With a duck named Lou, a cow named Sue, tell me what we're supposed to do. We can't make no money on the farm. Mama don't name the livestock. Mama don't name the livestock. Mama don't name the livestock again. Mama don't name the livestock. Mama don't name the livestock. Mama don't name the livestock again. We can't make no money on the farm. We can't make no money on the farm. With a duck named Lou, a cow named Sue, tell me what we're supposed to do. We can't make no money on the farm.
Put that pig down and get in here for supper.
It's easy to forget that you're not alone when you're walking on the water. Waves crashing at your feet and the winds keep getting stronger. It makes it harder to believe till you remember you didn't start the journey on your own. The one who calms the seas, he's the one who's with you, and he'll lead you safely through the storms. Gonna be alright. You put your life in his hands, not afraid to go where you've never been before. You trust in him. You're gonna be alright. Holding tightly to his hand, he's the one who knows how the story goes and how it ends for those walk out on the water. They say it's the struggle that always makes you stronger, and it's your faith that's gonna get you through. You know you're gonna make it. You didn't take the journey on your own, and the one who's by your side, he's the one you can rely on to bring you safely home. You're gonna be alright. You put your life in his hands, not afraid to go where you've never been before. You trust in him. Oh, you're gonna be alright. Holding tightly to his hand, he's the one who knows how the story goes, how it is for those who walk out on the water. It's easy to forget that you're not alone. But the one who calms the seas, he's the one who's with you, and he'll lead you safely through the storms.
I went down to the grocery store to buy some peas and carrots. But when I saw the prices there, well, my mind could hardly bear it. I was told we must accept all this inflation stuff they're spewing. Seems they're trying to drive us all right to the brink of ruin. The produce looked okay, I guess. Don't know what farm it's made on, who planted it, how it grew, what chemicals they sprayed on. Well, it really got me thinking I should grow this on my own. Got a garden plot, maybe not a lot, but it's right there at my home. From seed to spoon, gonna grow my food myself. I'd rather pick it from the ground than pick it from a grocery shelf. I'm gonna work the soil, my toil will pay off soon. I'll eat what I've grown from what I've sown, seed to spoon. Well, the corn is looking great. We've got zucchini and potatoes. I can't wait to taste a burger topped with our tomatoes. Most everything we need can be grown in our backyard.
Testing.
It might take a little
All
elbow
right.
grease, but
Now we get to start all over again.
From seed
Good
to
morning.
gonna grow my
Are we
food
having
myself.
fun yet?
I'd rather pick it from the
All
ground
right.
than pick it from
So,
a grocery shelf.
last
Gonna
year,
work
remember last year we had a
soil.
dance
My
crew?
toil will pay off soon.
Remember that? Are
I'll
those
eat
guys
what I've
here?
grown from what I've sown. Seed
Anybody here?
to spoon.
You want to do that again? You better get ready. I don't want to be up here all alone. So we have as you know from your handout, we've got a full program today. We've got speakers from literally all over the world. We're going to be kicking things off with a doctor from Germany, which I'll introduce here in a minute. But I've got a couple of things I wanted to share with you. One of them is really bad news. So I hate to start things off with a sad announcement, but I also want to let you know what happened on Sunday. So Marcus, my friend and partner in this event, his older brother Marvin died on Sunday. So Marcus and his family are at that funeral this morning, and they will be here. So one of the things we have here as a community is we take funerals very seriously. So it doesn't matter what is up. We don't postpone it. We don't, that is the most important thing for them today. So I just wanted to let you know that, and that's why the Wangards aren't here. So you're going to have to put up with me all day today, and then tomorrow the professionals will take over. All right. So I wanted to share just a couple of things about myself. Last year, I believe I announced that I had had chronic Lyme. The year before, what you didn't know is I would get up on stage and introduce the speaker, and then I'd go lie down because I was not doing well. So I contracted chronic Lyme. My symptoms were brain fog. It was very difficult for me to focus, lack of energy, and the most acute thing was I could be standing here talking to you, and a second later I'm on the floor. I'd pass out for no apparent reason, and a second later I was up and going. So that was a little bit constrictive for my lifestyle. In case you haven't noticed, I'm kind of a high energy guy. All right, it's not uncommon for me to be in 3 states in one week, and I was just in Germany. So it put a crimp on my lifestyle because I couldn't drive. It wasn't safe for me to drive. So I started looking at options. I want to recognize that we'll be speaking this afternoon. Her name is Dr. Kelly up in Bolivar. Anybody know Dr. Kelly? Well, you'll get to know her this afternoon. So we did the normal routines. We're able to get it into remission, and then it would come back again. And because I was passing out, we did a complete neurological and cardio with Cleveland Clinic. They literally could not find anything wrong with me except the Lyme bacteria. We're not going to mention the personality disorders, okay? So I was talking to Dr. Dawes. I gave him a tour of my plant, and everybody thanked him. And they're making a list of the personality disorders that John is afflicted with. And then he said it would probably take 5 weeks to cure me of that, so I have to go back. So I found out about the clinic in Germany. It was founded by Julian Dawes' father, and what they do is hyperthermia treatment. So I was there for 3 weeks, spent 2 days in intensive care. They heat you up with infrared. He's going to get into all the details to 107 degrees. And, you know, I went there half-baked. I came back fully baked. Long story short is my symptoms are gone. I have my energy back. And I'm very passionate about helping people with this affliction because Lyme it's a big deal. So he will be talking today about what they do at their clinic, how that all works, and also what you can do at home to manage the disease as well. So Dr. Julian Dawes he told me, 26 years old, which I hope he doesn't mind me giving some personal details. But here's what's different, and I find this remarkable and identify with it. He said he poked his first patient with a needle. Want to wager how old he was? 14? Nah. 6. 6 years old. He'll tell you about that. So, please welcome to the stage Dr. Julian Dawes, all the way from Germany.
Morning, John. Good morning, everyone. How are you? Already awake? Good. So, John already told you about his story and a bit about me. So my name is Julian Dawes. I come all the way from Germany, from the beautiful area of Bavaria. Actually, our countryside looks a lot like yours here. And our specialties in our hospital are chronic diseases, chronic infections, and we have a lot of patients like John and a lot of patients that are a lot worse. So basically, these diseases that we treat are invisible. The illnesses that no one sees, that no one recognizes. And just imagine, did you ever go to the doctor, you felt that you're off, that things are not going right, and you go there, he does the test, and he says everything is all right. You're okay, you're good, your tests are normal. It's just a part of aging. It's probably just stress, you're burnt out, or maybe it's just all in your head. So I'm here to tell you today that it's probably in your head because there is a bacteria in there. So this is your comeback whenever a doctor tells you now that it's all in your head and you're imagining it. You're not crazy. The main thing, what causes these symptoms, these problems, is that you're inflamed. That something in your body is off and your body is trying to fight it, but it's just too weak. And, you know, you're the one suffering it, and it's invisible. You may be bedridden all day, and then 3 days in a row you're better, and no one around you sees how bad you actually feel. So today I'm just going to take you on a small journey. We're talking about the symptoms behind these chronic infections. We're talking a bit about the science and then about the solutions. This morning I'll talk about the things that we provide for you, and this evening I'll have another slot that is just for what you can do at home. So a whole presentation just on that. So, did some of you already experience that? You wake up and you're actually more tired than you've been before going to bed. You have troubles concentrating. You basically have brain fog, like you can't clearly see your thoughts. Or you have just some random symptoms and you've been from doctor to a naturopath, to a chiropractic doctor, just out of desperation to find what's actually wrong with you. And most of the time, actually, if you look more detailed, we'll find an infection there. Or, you go to the doctor and they just tell you, oh yeah, probably it's just stress, it's all in your head. Very sad thing. But the main problem behind this is that you have something we call silent inflammation. So there is like a little burning fire inside of you, and the most tests actually miss it. So if you don't specifically test for specific parts of the immune system, you won't be able to find it. And basically we have a immune response cascade. So we start out with a small trigger, so one underlying infection or an external toxin, and that aggravates your immune system. Then in the immune system, we have little pathways. I don't want to go into the medical part of this because even a lot of doctors won't understand it, but basically it will signal in your body, okay, we have an intruder here, go do something about it. And then with the pathway called NF-kappa B, we basically create a hailstorm that's going on inside of your body. And this is why you feel bad. And in the latest stage, we have an inflammation of little cells in your brain, which will then cause these cognitive symptoms. And by that point, when we talk about all sort of chronic diseases, the initial trigger can already be gone. He's just there to start the whole thing, and then he walks away. With Lyme, unfortunately, it's not that way, but I'll go into that. They come to stay. So then later on, we have something in our body called the mitochondria. The mitochondria is what we refer to as the powerhouse of the cell. So this is where your energy comes from. This is where you break down sugar. This is where you basically get all your energy from. And if that is not working, and we have up to thousands in one cell, basically there is no energy produced. You will end up being fatigued. You will end up feeling tired all the time. You can sleep, you wake up, and you're still sleepy. And this is one of the most important things of modern diseases. It's mitochondrial dysfunction. But this is just a name for a syndrome or for a symptom complex. But basically, there are millions of underlying issues. And our job at our hospital is to figure that out, what the actual reason is. So, and then when everything is not working anymore, we can create something called free radicals. Maybe you've heard in some advertisements, that is antioxidative or this and that. Everything with that has to do with anti-aging, it's about something we call the reactive oxygen species, or ROS. And these are free radicals. They go around your body and start to attack each and every cell. And this is one of the main promoters of inflammation. So, and then we have another hormonal way to produce energy, which in the end will come back to the mitochondria. It's from the brain to the adrenals. And there's a stress hormone we call cortisol. And when your body is like, I always compare it to a motor, has to run in overdrive all the time, and it's on the highway with 180, 200, without ever braking, the motor will run hot and won't work anymore. So then we will have something that we call the adrenal fatigue. So your adrenals will not produce enough cortisol anymore. But before that, you have too much cortisol. So we can go into metabolic dysfunctions, So we can create insulin resistance up to diabetes type 2. We basically create chronic fatigue, chronic anxiety in people, and basically the underlying reason for that can be a small little infection you had 5 years ago. So, and we have something that I call the 4I syndrome. It's basically one step after the other. We start with an infection, then we learned after the infection we have the inflammation. This will lead eventually to a collapse of the immune system, and then in the end, because you're not functioning anymore, it will lead to a loss of identity. These people, in the end, lose themselves, lose how they've been before, and then eventually end up being just the disease. So with John, as he probably will tell you as well, it was also very similar. It was very close to this loss of identity, when you have to separate and can't do the things that you usually do, you can't perform anymore, you will lose yourself. So, and basically, in the final stage, we have an inflammation in the brain, and that has a massive cognitive impact. So, what does that look like? Daily functions, normal things that are easy for everyone, even brushing the teeth, can become super difficult. The dopamine system in the brain is basically not working anymore, and these people start to develop symptoms that ADHD or ADD people have. They can't concentrate, simple tasks become very, very, very exhausting for them, and if we continue down the road, actually just walking up a set of stairs can put them into bed for the rest of the day. But in the moments when they actually do work or are capable of doing anything, no one from the outside actually sees how they feel on the inside. They're destroyed. They would wish to be able to stay in bed all day, but they're not depressed. It's not something that has an intrinsic cause. It's actually something that is in them, but it makes them stop and slow down. So one of the problems that we see is we have 40% less ATP. ATP is the thing that the mitochondria produce, and that is actually the currency of power in our body. We don't have